Yeah, it looks like a nice little neat system, you know.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I really dig it.
All right. I guess we're ready to go. You ready to? So who's recording? Is it Dell or you, Jason?
Yeah, I got it. I just started 20 seconds. So,
No. All right.
roll. Sorry about that. I thought you were going when you said you had to thank the slideshow. Welcome to Roleplay Cafe. Above me is Del Branham. To my left is Mr. David Sims, and the upper right corner is a doomsayer, Justin, and he's running us today in Best Left Buried. So this is, I think, all of us, very first time. So this is going to be fantastic. Thank you,
Yeah.
Justin, beforehand,
Yep.
for doing this. It's going to be so fun, guys. Let's do it. Take it
Okay.
away.
Well, I sure hope so, and expect all the mistakes in the world for first
Ah,
time running, right?
uh,
All right. So I'm going to actually start you guys at base camp. So in Best Left Buried, unlike other adventurers, usually it's just a small party of 5. However, that would not work in this particular world, for it is grim, dark, and morality is very, very morality. Jesus, um, it is very easy to die, and people will just be going through this occupation left and right. So what has actually happened is a number of these companies have been established outside of the frontier that actually hunt through these tunnels known as the crypts, from a long dead unknown civilization that existed out there long ago, well before even humans have existed. It's known that going through these crypts and these tunnels, that there's a number of artifacts and even creatures that are even worth quite valued themselves, with parts and even research, can bring people quite a bit of cash. But unfortunately, this cannot be done with heroes of or parties of 5. It has to be done with companies of usually 50 to 80 men. So for the past 2 or 3 months, you guys had paid for passage on a ship to head over to the frontier, and 2 weeks away from the closest settlement, you guys have made it to this base camp, where they've actually, sorry guys, I'm
all
just
right.
tripping on my tongue here.
All right.
All right. So you guys are actually at this base camp for this company known as the Shattered Shields.
Okay.
Uh, so, yeah. So for the last 2 or 3 months, they've kind of had you guys doing kind of small odd jobs here, usually repairing armor, sharpening swords, restrapping backpacks, a lot of the little stuff that needs to be done around here. They just didn't feel like that you were that experienced yet, except, of course, for one of you. You know who you are. Okay. So as you guys are actually kind of just sitting in your tent, going about your daily chores, sharpening, again, swords and restringing bows, you see that one of the commanders of the company actually has come in, followed by a veteran. This would be your character, Jason, as well as this other man who looks to be wearing like very fine clothing, but is very, very drunk. So the commander, you see, kind of gives a nod over to these 2 gentlemen that have just come into the tent, and he says, and has them sit down, and he just lets everybody know kind of in here, like, all right, can I just get everybody to sit down here, please?
Okay.
I'm going to just call him Duke.
Commander Duke.
Commander
All right.
Duke.
Okay. Okay. Merrick will put down the short sword that he was kind of not very interested in sharpening. It's probably like the 100th one that he's picked up and at the time that he's been here, and he'll kind of just toss it to the side and give the commander and the veteran his full attention. There has to be something going on because he doesn't know how much longer he can take this, and according to the voices in his head, he's been made for bigger and better things than this.
Nice. The veteran Rowan disturbed that he has had to waste his time with menial tasks for the last few days, weeks, hoping that this is going to lead to a more valuable use of my skills.
Okay, I can actually say, just taking a look at the like who the commander came with is kind of as his second at this point. It is actually an officer within this particular company known as Colonel Rhodes, and he's basically on his last legs with this company. And you know for a fact that this must be some sort of a milk run or something like that, just to try and get him kind of back on the horse, because he's been drunk for the past month straight.
Oh, wow.
But this guy is like, you know, he's had men who have been making threats against him. He's not very popular. So chances are that he's going to get the command of this particular party or group, over whatever's going on. And you have a feeling that it might be something simple, or they're just looking to get rid of him. You're not quite sure.
Wow.
All right. So you see Duke kind of stands up in front of you, kind of giving, just waiting for everyone to sit down. He's like, all right, men. I just came here to inform you that we do actually have a mission. Fortunate enough, and he takes a look basically both at Colonel Rhodes as well as Merrick. You're the one that actually came in. Fortunately, it will not be a dive back into the crypt. We have other opportunities for other groups right now. However, this small job came to our attention not very long ago. One of our patrons from House Edmund has gotten in touch with us and let us know that 4 weeks ago, her son had actually come to the frontier, spouting something about actually finding some sort of lost tomb, and seeing that he was recently made the head of the house due to his passing father, felt that this would be his last opportunity to get out here for some adventure, gain some reward or some renown before he could make it back. But he was due a week ago.
Now that he's dead, the fool.
Okay. You see everyone's kind of grumbling. And then you see, of course, Colonel Rhodes is kind of like crossing his arms. And he's kind of like nodding, looking down at the ground or the floor. He says, that may be, but we've been given an offer. They're going to continue their investment in our company because we've usually the ones that are giving them this information that their son had been reading, or these artifacts that they so dearly desire. They said that they would guarantee us payment for the next 20 years as an investment to our company if we could find her son and bring him back, dead or alive, including as well his signet ring and his father's sword, which he also took with him.
Easier dead.
Well, if he's dead, he should be.
Don't worry, he will be.
Yeah. Well, if he's dead, he will be easier to capture, no doubt. Now, I'm putting this...
Capture?
Yeah.
You mean he won't come... He won't come peacefully? Did you just say capture?
Yeah. Well, I guess that would be for you to decide if he would come willingly or not. But we're supposed to bring him back.
So dead is how he will come back.
Bring him back, we will.
Yeah. Yeah. And basically you kind of see that Duke, he kind of gains his head. He's like, as long as he's back, that's all I really care. What you gentlemen do out in the outskirts, I mean, that's your business. But as long as we bring him back, that's all they've asked.
Don't worry.
Alive is just preferable.
This sounds like quite an important job for us. Seems like kind of a delicate situation, potentially.
Not really, because a lot of us are actually under the impression that he may actually not be alive. Yeah. We know that the crypt, we know that the crypt. We also have a number of resources invested into the crypt right now, so there's actually no free parties at this time, with all the excavating and exploration that's being done right now. And right now, you guys seem to be the only crew that we have available. Also, you're also the ones that were willing to kind of give you your test to see if you're actually worthy to delve deeper into the crypt with the company itself, seeing how you guys haven't really tested yourselves yet. But we will be sending you with 2 experienced gentlemen. So he kind of points over. He says, Merrick, a veteran of the crypts himself, and your commander, Colonel Rhodes. And you see with that, he's kind of like sleepishly kind of lifts his hand up unenthusiastically.
I roll my eyes and kind of shake my head a little bit, You ain't going to get much respect that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just with wine.
All right.
And I'll turn to wine again and finish it off.
We're going to have 2 drunks on this question.
Well,
yeah. No, everybody's drunk. Don't have any illusions about that. Yeah. All right. But he said, from what we heard that the tomb actually lays in the forked mountain to the north, which is 2 days travel on foot.
Okay.
So I would ask that you guys go expediently and to come quickly, because if you guys do prove to actually be useful at this tomb, we could certainly use you in the crypts.
What about anything we discover on the way? Is ours to keep?
Of course, it's part of the standard contract. Usually there's a certain percentage. However, artifacts will be looked at the magic by the high wizard of the company. We'll take a look just to make sure that there's no danger to any of these, or if it's more profitable for him to be able to try and find a way to sell it and share it amongst the company.
Boy, I come along to validate these artifacts.
Oh, you. Okay.
Yes. I lick my lips.
Okay.
Fortunately, if I keep you on my right, I cannot see you.
Go ahead, Del.
Just if I were so lucky.
I clear my throat and I say, Colonel, you think you maybe have some words for the men here?
Don't get killed. And you see with that, he kind of just takes a sip out of a flask. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
There is rank for you.
Okay.
I'll stand, check my weapons. What's not on me, I'll grab and stuff in my, my belt. Make sure I have my pack, my gear. There's no time like the present. I am done sharpening knives and polishing boots. I'm ready.
I'll make sure that we have like our basic provisions and stuff that we're going to need. Kind of maybe make sure everything is together for us. Even though I'm quite unsure of the present company, I do want to try to ensure that this expedition, as it is as successful as it can be. And the colonel's not going to be any help, so I guess I'll have to pick up a lot of slack and kind of do that. But I will always make sure that Merrick seems to phrase everything so that it comes out to be more so the colonel's. He frames it so that it's the colonel's words more or less as opposed to his.
Nice.
So so that's what I'll do. So
Okay.
I mean, are we leaving immediately, or are we? Or is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
all
leaving is immediate. That's just kind of setting the stage, right?
Okay.
now.
All right. Okay. Yep. So I'll do that. So and make sure everybody's is geared up as we possibly can be. My assumption that is kind of we're definitely the B team, if not the C team.
Yeah.
So I'll try to scavenge what I can for us.
Okay. So actually,
stand up and go to refill the wineskin. My character is kind of slight, and he keeps his shoulder crooked up, and he's half crooked himself. His face is marred on the side, and he shuffles when he moves.
okay.
Yet he's quite quick in his movements when he needs to be. Nevertheless.
Ruse.
He's always startling me because I'm blind in the right eye. I don't have.
Quit doing that. Ah.
I thought the hop was on the left side. Yeah.
Right. Always coming up on my right where I have no eye.
The old
Hey,
cobra.
what are you doing there?
All right. So gathering your packs, it is more than just the handful of yourselves as well. So there is actually kind of like a small group within inside the tent. So I'm going to say probably altogether there's about 10 of you in total going. So these others are essentially the unnamed, in case these particular characters have passed. These are the backup ones that are coming into continue. So standard procedure is to spin in a small group first into the tomb to kind of scout out what might be there, and then to come back and retrieve everyone else if, everything else is needed or required. So with that, Duke kind of looks over at the Colonel and says, "Can I speak with you just a moment before you actually head off?" And you see that him and the Colonel leave the tent, and you can hear it through the tent. There's some choice words going over. This is your last chance. Don't screw this up. You're on your last leg, and if this doesn't work, this is it.
Okay.
So with that, you guys have gathered your packs, your equipment, your gear as well. You see Colonel Rhodes has actually grabbed his brace of pistols and is making his way from the rear of the group, of course. Okay. You see that Colonel Rhodes actually comes to you, Merrick, right first, and he says, "Well, according to the map, we just need to head north. And looking at that mountain ranges, you see the lone mountain over there with the 2 peaks raising up. That's where we're going.
Okay.
It'll take us a day and a half to walk there and half the other day to climb up to wherever these assholes are."
Okay. All right. I'm assuming that we're maybe not intimately familiar with the area, but somewhat familiar. So I'm assuming that is there a trail or a path or something that we can take?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I was going to say, there's a couple of markers. You can easily follow this river that'll actually lead to the mountain range that you need to go to. And the mountain itself is fairly singled out and actually very characteristic. Actually, I'll flip it to you guys and roll 20 right now.
Cool. Okay.
Okay.
So Merrick will take a bite of hard tack, and he'll, in a gravelly voice, he'll yell out, "All right, you deadbeats, fall in line and let's go. We're leaving."
That's right. You heard the man. Fall in line.
We'll
try to wink with my left eye, but
it's a new injury. You kind of haven't gotten used to it. You did wink with
it. Right. If you put it up in Roll20, it's not showing up. So just so you know, I don't know if it's on your DMs.
Right.
Or what.
There you go.
It has been a while since
that's okay.
So
no, I thought I would say.
So this was the camp.
Wow.
That I was actually going to be going to at first, and then it comes to the mountain.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
That doesn't look intimidating at all.
Oh, heck, I would go right into that. That's exactly where I would go.
So just to let you know, I chose these images on the feelings that they invoke, not necessarily due to their accuracy. So you're not walking towards an eclipse.
Yeah.
Just letting you know that.
Right. So that's nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
For me.
Yep.
All right.
Okay,
So
let's get them on. He's cut his hand and he's drawn 2 X's over his eyes with his blood. He flaps his eyes.
I lean into Merrick. What is?
Are you gonna?
What is that?
No, I mean,
what is that fool Cobble's name again?
it's Usk.
Usk.
What is it? Usk.
He heard me. Oh, I hoped he hadn't heard me.
Just don't say it 3 times in a row.
I'm right behind you.
Yep, jumped. Usk. Jesus.
He's on your right hand side.
He's on your right hand
Stop
side.
it.
Yeah.
I hope you make it in one piece.
The dreaming ancient will lead us.
All right, so you guys actually easily transverse towards the forked mountain without any trouble. Also, as you're making your way up, climbing the mountain, you see that there's actually a number of cleaning gear that has actually been left behind. You can see the pittons actually wedged into the stones leading up, as well as the remnants of ropes, even rope ladders and stuff that were set up for the previous the previous party that had gone in.
Miracle quite often turn, I guess, to the rear of the party to check on the colonel's well-being, make sure he's keeping up and not too deep in his cups.
Yeah, you see that you see that there's a lot of heavy breathing and he is thick with sweat.
I know the feeling, but
yeah, yeah.
I'll kind of take a few steps back there and fall behind, and I'll ask the colonel if Colonel Rhodes, if because I can't remember, but has did the heir to House Edmund? Yeah, to House Edmund. Did he have an entourage with him?
Apparently, what the guy did is he went to a bunch of people who were claiming to be crypt diggers, just like us, apparently. And they said that they were well experienced and well versed in what they were doing, and that they would be, if they were paid well, they would go with him. But I have no idea who these people are.
Okay. All right. That's that probably is the literal nail in the coffin right there. He probably got, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Being that it looked like this is a dreary trip with no enjoyment to be wrung out of it at all. Merrick will encourage the group along with some choice profane maybe songs and in order to kind of hurry our pace along as much as possible, kind of whipping everyone along.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to actually have you make a wit check.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Go ahead. So roll 2d6.
2d6.
Yeah.
Plus my wit of 0.
Yeah. Just get a 9 or better.
All right. Let's see here. And there's a 7.
Okay. So
8. Yeah, 8. Yep.
Not quite. You see that some people are kind of getting a little bit enthusiastic, maybe 2 or 3 out of the 10. And you see they're kind of singing a little bit. No one else is.
I'm messing the words up, and I'm kind of the cancer's all off. You know.
Yeah,
and,
it kind of like 2 feet up onto this rope ladder, and it kind of trails off. So you're like,
after I see that it's not working too well, I kind of just let it taper off. And
as you're singing, there'll be high notes that I'm hitting because I'm marching along. You know what I mean? Slumbering ancient, you know.
Yeah,
we are not going to sneak up on anybody. It's clear. It is clear.
Well, it's low. I'm not bellowing, but you know what I mean. It's going on, okay?
Okay.
The blood is running down and leaving a little trail as we go.
Oh my gosh.
I myself, but I'll cut myself every once in a while, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That man is crazy.
All right. So as you guys have scaled the up the mountain as far as that you need to, you guys end up coming up to essentially it's almost like a crest or a reft actually in between the 2 peaks. Here you can actually see it's kind of like a chasm that you're walking through, and you can hear the crunch of gravel underneath your feet as you're making your way down towards more the middle of this small chasm on top of this mountain. You come up to where it actually opens up a little bit more significantly, and you see that there's a camp set here. The tents themselves, though, there's about 3 or 4 in total, have actually been knocked down. Doesn't seem to be cut or attacked, but you do also see that there seems to be a number of weapons kind of scattered about around this grate campfire that they had in between all of them.
But there are some tents still up.
Yes.
Hey ho! Anybody here? I will yell out loud, very loud.
Okay. You just hear basically the only answer you get is from the wind going between the mountain peaks.
Is it the sound of stone underneath our feet or bone? I think this is the camp of the dead.
What? Merrick, what? The camp of the dead. I start looking about, kicking with my feet. I pick up whatever I can. Is it bone? Is it stone?
Okay, so when you take a big handful of it, you're taking a look at it. Yeah, they seem to be gray, flat-looking stones.
Okay.
Okay, I'm on my hands and knees, and some of the blood that I've pressed out, I'm pushing it to the ground because the blood appears dead, and I'm trying to get some kind of feedback off of that as far as, like he said, a camp of the dead. So you're rooting around on the ground like a pig after truffles.
So you're just kind of scraping up amongst the stones, just being
because what I'm trying to do is appease the dead.
Yeah.
With the blood.
Okay.
We can start peeking, maybe rummaging in some of just a random tent just to kind of see, is there anyone in there? Any signs of any recent occupation, anything like that?
Okay, so actually stepping up to it and taking a look through all the tents, there doesn't seem to be a lot here. You see that there's a couple bed rolls, some rations here and there. By the way, you guys are missing 2 days worth of rations.
Oh, right. I think I had 7, so at 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see that there's just basically a number of rations, bed rolls, maybe some whetstones, some oil that you would use to kind of, just to re-oil your weapons or any kind of other metal elements or plate armor. But other than that, you do see that there seems to be 3 weapons scattered about. You do find that there is a dagger, a mace, and a spear. That seem to not have been taken.
I will approach the spear, kick it a little bit, and then I want to lean down and inspect to see if it's in good quality, if it's in good condition.
Okay, so taking a look, I'm going to go ahead and have you make an observation check at a disadvantage.
With my one.
So you're against the odds.
Okay, so 2D take the low, or 3D take the low, or 2D take the low.
It's 3D, take the lower.
Okay, here we go. So 3D6. There it goes. Ooh, okay, so 4 total.
4?
Or is that? Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it looks just like a bare bones, basic, used it to hunt pigs, kind of. It doesn't seem to be in any kind of decent condition, or you really can't get anything out of it.
I can see why they left the spear. It is but a hunting. It's not a quality a piece of war equipment. It is a hunting spear. I'll just kick it aside, right?
Okay, so you hear it clang against the stones as you kind of kick it off to the side.
Okay, I'm rooting around on the ground trying to use my observation to see if I can see anything of the dead.
Okay, so really just rooting around in the stones. You don't seem to be able to find really much of anything, but it does feel like this might be some sort of great bowl filled with a significant amount of these stones. You're kind of digging, and it feels like you're not hitting any kind of bedrock right away, and you're getting into it to about maybe a foot, maybe about a foot and a half, and you realize it's going to start.
Well, I wouldn't kind of necessarily dig down, but more so just go crawl across the encampment and look for signs of dead or any kind of blood on the ground or anything. You know what I mean?
You're saying if there was an attack of any type, or seeing if someone was struck or anything like that. From what you can tell out here, no.
Okay. All right, I stand up. I stand up and say, "No, the slumbering ancient is not appeased. This is not an encampment of the dead." All right. I'm milling around among.
Merrick, he can tell that from smelling the stones. It's very good to have him along.
Is there any sign of any more of the climbing spikes or gear that would kind of indicate maybe where or which way they possibly went?
The chasm itself does continue to actually travel further along, so you could continue to go straight past the camp.
What time wise do we still have much daylight left, or is it?
I would say probably at this point, no. It's getting to be almost closer to sundown or dusk, so it would be really up to you whether you would want to camp here.
I'll turn to the colonel and I'll say, Colonel, don't you think it's best that maybe we camp here for the night since daylight's waning?
Yeah, and you hear an exacerbated breath coming from the colonel. And you see he looks over at everybody else in the group and says, "Make camp."
Okay.
Okay.
Good idea, Colonel. We'll make camp. Yeah. All right, make camp, you dogs.
Okay. But then you see he kind of turns around and he says, "But you. So he's essentially pointing at all of you.
Yeah, of course.
He's like, "We're going to keep going."
Oh, jeez. My jaw drops at that. And I
hope they enjoy. I don't think I'd want to camp here anyway.
I bite my tongue.
Boy, what? My nose will be dead to the place of the dead.
Lead the way, Colonel.
Okay. And you see with that, he kind of gives you a look, Merrick. He's like, "No, you're going to lead the way. I'm going to stay back here and observe."
Oh, wow. Okay. I kind of sigh, shake my head after I kind of look at him, and I say, as ordered, Colonel. I don't know if I have. Let's see. Yes, torches. Okay, all right. I yell out to the guys here. I say, prepare your torches. It's gonna get dark quick, and unfortunately, I don't know what's out there, even though the colonel seems to know in his infinite wisdom. And I'll say we're moving on. I say the rest of you guys set your watchmen ready, and hopefully we'll be back before dawn. And then I turn to the colonel and nod, and if the other two guys are ready,
I say, I'll whisper, hopefully where no one can hear. You sure you want to take orders from this man, Merrick?
I kind of give Rowan a wink, and I say, at this rate, I say, if he does anything stupid, it may be the last thing he does.
Oh, good. Then we are in agreement on that.
Okay.
Good. Yes, lead the way, Merrick.
I turn to
Usk. Oh, what are you doing there?
Usk. Gather your things and come along.
If I go as the slumbering ancient, and I take my holy symbol, which is basically a cloth, and wrap it around the top of my eyes, covering my eyes. And blood on it, and grab the back of his hump and follow him. What's your name, Jason?
Rowan.
Rowan.
Yeah. I kind of grab on towards him, like, lead on. And then I'm humming lightly as I go and thrumming in my mind.
But at least I know where he's at.
Yeah. If things go bad, we know who's going to be left behind to handle the consequences.
Yeah.
We know Usk will not be a witness to what happens. We know that.
Yeah, that's true.
Blindfolded himself.
That's true.
He may know something we do not.
Gives me sight. Let's go.
Okay.
All right. So as you guys actually move further down across the chasm, well, kind of the chasm here, it does thin back out into kind of like a small hall, and then it opens up a little bit, about 10 minutes, I would say, and then you find to your right that there's actually the face of what you see as the tomb.
Oh, okay.
You see that in the side of the rock where it's all actually roughed and hewed looking basically from nature, there are these two basically entryways or doorways, perfectly square. It looks like at one time both of them had a stone slab in front of them, but one's been pushed, it looks like down or thrown down to the ground and is lying down in front of it. But these doors, these gateways or these doors themselves are about I'd say it's probably going to be almost 10 feet spaced apart from each other. And in the middle, you see that that space has also been flattened and chipped to look smooth. And within that, you see that there's this circle that's drawn in with a straight line that goes through it.
Okay. A circle with a straight vertical line?
A straight vertical line.
Okay.
Why do you stop? You see.
What?
We are investigating an entry into the tomb.
Go ahead on your bag. The tomb. Yes.
Something pushed out. It looks like of that one as the door lay toward
Can
us.
you not smell it? It smells of death.
That might be Ersk. I don't know.
Merrick will reach inside of his, I guess his shirt as it is, a tunic or whatever, and he will caress the symbol that is hanging around his neck, and then continue on. I guess.
With that, you hear Colonel Rhodes from behind you. Merrick, what's the delay? Strike up a torch and get in there.
As you wish, Colonel. As you wish. And I'll light a torch, and holding it up high. I guess let's see here. Merrick's got. What's he got? He's got he's got a shield on his back, and he's got a short. It's got short range, so it's a short spear in one hand. Then he's got a broadsword at his waist. So he'll have the spear in one hand and the torch in the other, and he'll kind of point forward, waving the torch ahead of him, and say, "Into the abyss we go," and start walking towards the open one. The slab's knocked down, I guess.
Yeah, so the slab has been knocked down. So two square doors about 10 feet apart with this weird symbol in between both of them.
Yeah, so, I'll stop at that symbol again and kind of look at it and turn to Usk and say, "Old man, have you seen anything like this ever before?"
Old man, I'm 37. I go around you.
That's old.
37, that's not old. What's your character's name, Jason? I still can't remember.
That's all right. Rowan.
Okay. I put Rhodes for some reason.
Yeah, that's the Colonel.
Your madness is showing.
Dale gets into character.
Too into character, Dale. Yeah.
Rowan. Right.
Mine is too. I called you old man. I'm going crazy too.
I'm stumbling around Rowan trying to stumble forward. Lead on to the gates.
Okay. Right, I'll grab Usk's wrist, and I'll put it on the symbol. It's carving or chipped into the face.
Yeah,
or is
so it's been carved in. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you can feel that.
Hands, and I'm putting my face up to it and caressing all the grooves, the blood grooves, hopefully. Trying to discern what it is. Okay.
Yeah, I knew you would not fail me, Dale. I knew.
Do I need to roll anything or no? As far as what this iconography is.
In all honesty, I'll make you make a wit check. We'll go ahead with that.
crap! You done stopped me there.
Get another random insanity.
Yeah.
Okay, +1 wit check, which is 2 dice.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mhm.
Oh, I just rolled freaking boxcars, man. That's 13.
Nice.
Is that good?
13.
Oh,
Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
You've actually, so with some of the materials that have actually been coming through the crypt, there are some like texts and stuff of actual research that have been used to interpret runes and stuff like that. This is actually something that has to deal with ascension.
Okay. At this point, I'll play it off to him because I need to look at me like I'm some kind of divine revelation. And I'm feeling it. I stop and say, yes, I know this sign. The slumbering ancient gives me sight. This has to do with ascension. Be warned. And then I turn around and look at you and put a broad cast of my arm across.
But do you see the boy that we're looking for? That's what we're looking for.
The boy.
Any vision of the boy that we're here to find.
We're here for a damn idiot. That's all we're looking for. You don't need to give me a religious lesson here.
A damn idiot would blunder into the crypt here. So I guess so. Yonder. He would not know what I know.
Okay.
But I warn you. I warn you yet again. Let us go. And then I turn around and lead on.
Okay.
Stumbling toward,
Okay. All right. I'll grab his hand again and latch him on the rowing, and then step into the entryway.
Try to grab
I will
try to grab
draw
my-
from my belt my blunderbuss.
Oh wow, nice.
So it's in hand and hanging at my side as I follow. I may have to shoot the torchbearer if he gets out of control.
And you see with that, Colonel Rhodes kind of smiles a little bit. And he's like, you're a good man, Ro.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Colonel.
All right.
Whenever Merrick grabbed my hand, I pull away and then
Okay.
I pull up just one side of my and I give you a wink, right? And I turn around and start walking, okay? But I look up. The slumbering goddess, he showed me what
Yeesh.
she would.
The king's jester. Okay. All right.
All right.
Into the shadows, pushing them back with the torch. I walk ahead,
All right. So,
peering ahead.
yeah, shifting my slide. All right, Merrick. So as you step ahead with the torch in hand,
Boy.
weapon in the other,
Mm-hmm.
you actually enter a great hall. You see that in here the walls, the ceiling, and the floor itself are well carved, almost perfectly straight, like the front and the outside.
Mm-hmm.
A row of ancient-looking statues, kind of donning armor that almost looks like from the Roman period, lines left and right in this hall. But that's not immediately for your concern right now when you come in here. In this vast room, you see displayed before you 6 bodies in various states of basically being torn, ripped apart. And that's when the smell of blood and bile kind of hits you all at once, as well as with the stagnant air that was sitting here long ago.
At this point, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say I wanted all of you to kind of make a grip check at this point.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. Which is 2d6.
Yep,
Okay.
2d6, and you add your will.
Plus
Yep.
will. Okay.
Yep.
My will is +1. I like that. Here we go. So I got
12.
an 8 +1, 9.
I got a 12 total.
Yep. So you succeed, and Del.
Okay, I just rolled 10, but I had 1 will, and then I get upper hand.
Yeah. So when you get upper hand, so when you're doing a normal stat check, you would roll 3 dice, and then you pick the 2 highest.
Yeah.
So
Boxcar's 11. Yeah.
Yeah, so it seems like everybody's fine. Like everyone's grip is in check here. So you guys look amongst these bodies, and you see that they're in various states of basically growth. Well, basic death, not death necessarily, but you see that they've been ripped. You see one head has been kind of twisted completely 180 degrees. You see someone has been disemboweled. Wow. And whatever was ripped from him was thrown across the room and is actually sitting against the wall on the far other side. You see, there's a man that it appears that his head has been bashed open, that there's very much little left, and a person whose arm's been ripped off, as well as his right leg.
Okay.
Maybe we're lucky, and one of these is our target.
Oh yeah, certainly. Slaps his hand together and reopens the wounds he's got in his palms. He starts sprinkling his blood out, running around excitedly on these corpses. Yes.
So you run. So Dal is Irv just running in?
Yeah, no, I'm with them, right? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, us. So I'm doing that. I'm saying they feed the slumber. They slumber. They feed the slumbering ancient.
Hey, Justin.
Yeah.
I'm picking up the dust.
Would this look like to the warriors in the group here? Does it appear as though these unfortunate souls even like had their weapons drawn or out or anything, or were they? Does it look like they may have been surprised maybe before they even had a chance to fight at all?
Okay, so
can I tell? Is that too tough of a thing to tell?
Oh no, that's fine.
As I peer around with the torch, as
no, go ahead.
Is splashing blood all over.
Yeah, no, go ahead and make an observation check. Actually, go ahead and make an observation check. But there are some things you're going to notice right away. Looking at all these individuals, they're all only wearing their clothes. When you look closer at them, you see that their belts have been cut. Okay. You see that some of them, their clothes are kind of like damaged and wrinkled, looking like, hey, these look like that these would have been impact rubs or rubbings from wearing plate armor. One person clearly had, it looks like that the person who's lying with his head partially collapsed, his helmet is lying kind of partially ajar off to the side, but he's not wearing any armor whatsoever. And then you notice that all their boots are missing.
So, okay. Observation 2d6, is that another wits roll?
Yeah.
Oh boy. 7, so no, didn't do it.
No. So other than that, other than what I've given you for kind of looking, it looks like someone.
No, yeah, you gave me a lot.
Yeah.
I'll turn to Rowan and say, are you seeing what I'm seeing here?
Yep. It looks, to be honest with you, it looks as though they have been looted. Somebody may have come along after us and taken their armor and their boots. Look there, can you see?
I've been on many a battlefield and experienced the looting of the dead, and this is just that situation.
I want to investigate the crushed head. Does it look like a weapon wound or a bestial type wound?
Okay, as you kind of press closer to this particular body, you see that no, it looks like it wasn't a weapon because both sides of the head have been collapsed, almost like.
I stand up and look. Well, bandits did not do this.
I was going to say, on the far side of the hall, you do see that there are a number of doors, but I won't give you quite the count of it yet until you guys kind of specify to look around there a little bit. There are a number of doors that lead out of this hall, but it's what kind of surprises you at the far end of the hall is something that doesn't look like these men. You see that on the far side of the hall, you see it looks like a dried, desiccated corpse kneeling with its arms kind of plopped down next to the ground. It almost looks like it's a little bit extended. Bandaged and wrapped in these old yellow trappings. You're not quite sure what they are. And you see the thing has like 6 spears sticking out of it. It has like a dagger lodged into its side, and you see that through its head it actually has a number of like impact wounds. Like you see that the skull looks like it's been crushed a little bit, but it's not very deep. But whatever this thing is, it's just kind of sitting there and it's kneeling.
I would say that I would probably after as Rowan's looking
stepping
at that.
back away.
Well, from the head, yeah, from the head. I
raising
turn.
my blunderbuss in its direction.
I'll turn to kind of at seeing that. I'll be shocked at that,
Mm-hmm.
and going almost from the physical description, Justin, that you gave us, picturing it in my mind, either something bashed this guy's on both sides, or just like a vice did this.
Yeah.
So I'll turn around, raising my torch, looking down, the hall, and then maybe the light will show that well, I don't want to say mummy, but that cadaver down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
and I'll stop in my tracks.
Yeah.
Y'all were probably couldn't search all that well because I was giddy with excitement, overcome with joy, and toppling some of the, like this beautiful, and toppling some of the bodies over into the center of the room. She drinks deeply, and I'm trying to get the blood flow out into the core to go into the ground. So
Usk.
that's what's going on with me.
Usk. There, see a living dead. What can she do about that living dead?
Living?
And I point out this creature at the end of the hall.
Living? Nothing lives with the slumbering. And then I'll start conjuring, okay? I want to cast a spell toward it, and it will be,
nice.
How would you say? I don't want to char it, but it's a lightning bolt.
Okay.
Okay.
Spark of energy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to light it up. Anyway.
Have we ever seen you do this before? Because
you're going to light it up, or you're going to wake it up. You're going to do one of the two.
Yeah, I got to light that up, but All right, but anyway, yeah, well, I use...
My guess would be no, Chase.
Yeah, so I have a feeling I'm going to end up pissing myself a little bit when he launches electrical bolt.
Yeah, y'all
Are we going to grip checks after seeing this?
I'm in euphoric state, so I'm really good about...
Holy shit,
it's volcanic action going on here.
I mean, I literally, I thought he was just an idiot. Now I'm finding out maybe he ain't.
3 points of grip toward that attack.
Ooh, wow.
All right.
Okay, so remember now that I think you're the Kabbalist, so you get to spend kind of like one free grip for the day. So anytime you lose a grip or spend it to do something, you just get one freebie. So it's only going to cost you 2, but you say you're spending 3.
Wow, nice.
Sweet. So I roll 3 dice, right? It'll just be multiplied by 3.
No, so what you're going to do, so this is going to be rolled as an attack, which is normally 3 dice, but with fire and lightning strange, which is, I'm guessing that's the power that you're using, right? That I've given you?
4.
Yeah. So you're going to be rolling 4, and you take the 3 highest.
Nice.
Gotcha. Ooh. Boxcars and a 1 and a 2, so that's 14.
Okay, so what you manage to do is you spread your hands towards this corpse that's kneeling on the far end of the hall, and you see lightning begins to chain out of your fingertips, goes rocketing around the hall. You see it leaves a mark of basically just a singed line all around, an outline around the corpse.
An outline around the corpse, like a singed halo of his body. Okay.
Yeah.
I let go. And excitedly, and I'm shaking and everything like that, and fall down on my knees afterwards, just from, being overly excited. All right.
I'll lean forward toward it, trying to see better whether it did anything. Oh, God. We can probably smell sulfur and, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you can smell basically the bird ozone coming from that side of the hall.
Right.
I dropped the torch as this happened, not expecting this, and I kind of look back at Usk, and I don't know. I guess I just kind of stare at him. I don't say anything.
I'm saying it looks like he's glazed out. Okay, he's just like on another plane of happy existence.
Does it move at all? This creature?
It still stays as emotionless as it did when you saw it.
Okay. All right. I'll
I wonder if it's a statue. We have misunderstood what this is. How far is it?
So it's going to be at the very far end of the hall. So it's almost going to be, I'd say it's almost 60 feet.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right, I'll pick the torch up and I'll say I'll point towards Usk and say, make sure he doesn't bring the ceiling down upon us. I'll take a closer look.
You got it. Good luck. Be careful.
I'll slowly shuffle that way, Justin kind of looking at either side. You said that there were statues on either side too, and at this point, since the torch is kind of like throwing shadows everywhere, everything looks like it's moving to me now, very paranoid about this. And then I'll say I'll get like maybe within about 10 feet or less of the corpse to try to take a closer look at it and see.
Okay. What exactly I want you to go ahead and make an observation check.
Okay. Is that witty?
Yeah.
Boy, that's not my strong point.
Well, it's time to hear us fall back.
You are doing a lot of investigating, though.
Yeah. So 6, nothing.
Nothing? Okay. It's okay. It's a Cthulhu moment. You're glad you didn't get it. All right. So walking up to it, you just see this corpse. It's just laying down with its hands lying down on the ground, kneeling in this position. And you see that it's kind of actually leaning, but it's actually being propped up by the spears.
Okay.
At this point.
Okay. I'll take my spear and I guess it's within short. I guess it's short range. That's what it looks like.
I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, I'll get close enough to poke it and see if it reacts in any way.
Now, you know what happened last time I did that, dude.
I know, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Well,
so when see.
Yeah.
So when you the cords anyway are behind it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you kind of come up to it and then you kind of poke it. And you see the thing, it kind of nudges a little bit but it moves with your movement, and it doesn't seem to be responding. It doesn't seem to move. It doesn't seem to give any indication that this thing is still alive, if you will.
All right, getting my confidence back, I will actually walk up to it and kick it over, and then turn to the rest of the.
Yeah, you'll hear me cheer.
Yeah.
It'll echo. It'll echo through.
All clear.
Good. Come now, you fools. You scared fools. And
there you go.
I'll with a brisk step past the bodies and toward Merrick.
Okay.
I'll join Merrick at the other end at this.
Okay.
Corpse.
Well, I had been laying down. I'm, us doing little blood angels in the pool that is amassed there. I'm giddy. I'm looking at the flames dancing on the ceiling. You know what I mean?
Okay. You see Colonel Rhodes is kind of looking at you like.
And I'm looking down there. I'm like, he slumbers. And I'm starting to get up. All right. And I'll follow Rhodes or Rowan, whatever your name is, down into the thing. All right. Still flinging off the blood.
As we get closer, I'll look. I don't know if we should have feared it or what killed it. What say you, Merrick?
Killed it. I killed it.
Yeah, you didn't touch it, you fool. Your power went all across the wall over here. Now clean yourself up. You look like a mess.
I've never seen anything like this before. Is it difficult to pull the other spears and stuff out of it so we could even get an even closer look? I'm sure.
So how is there any particular way you wanted to pull them out, or I guess just? I'm just effing with you. You're fine. So you're taking this. Yeah. So you begin taking the spears and the dagger out. Yeah. So you begin taking some of the weapons out, and you find that when they're kind of coming out, the gaping wounds that are left, they kind of start. It seems like sand starts pouring out of this thing.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
What is this?
It's like a burial procedure or whatever that we're familiar with, or that is the region, the people in the region mummify their royalty or nobles?
If they're royals, you do have the procedure where basically people are usually embalmed, and then there actually is like a family tomb that they would go into, but the wrappings and stuff like that, that's not really something you've heard of. The mummification of something like that, like to this extent, no. Never heard of it.
And this is a stupid thing to ask right now, guys, but did we make sure that the heir was not one of the bodies back there? Did we verify that?
Well, I had already said. I said that when we first saw him. Is maybe we're in luck, and here's where he's at. But I got the feeling no. Right.
Retainers, possibly, or whatever. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Maybe we should light this thing on fire. Make sure it is.
Do you have, or does someone have like oil of some sort?
No.
It may light up. I don't know. I haven't tried it.
We left it. We left that oil at the camp.
I'll try. I'll put the torch to it and see if the wraps catch on fire at all.
Okay, so putting the wraps to fire, it's almost like the thing was actually doused in oil.
Oh boy. Okay.
The moment, like you see that, the yellow tatters that are kind of like all wrapped around its body go up in very, very fast, and the body just begins to be consumed by the flame. You'd say the thing burns down to the skeleton within a matter of minutes.
Okay.
Now, we definitely do not have to fear it, I think.
Okay. Probably hacking and coughing from the
from the smoke billowing out of the corpse. Yeah.
I'll blink my eyes and head towards what are our exit options.
Okay, so what you find is that there's actually, I'm not sure if someone wants to write this down. I didn't really want to show the map, but within this long hall, there are 2 doors to the north, one in the very middle, and then one at the very end corner that was close to the corpse.
Okay.
There's also 2 doors to the south. That's kind of like just in the opposite position. They're just like right across from each other.
Okay.
And then there's one at the very back. Again, these all seem to be stone slabs, similar to what you've seen out front. The stone slabs are still up on the entryways to the north and to the south, but the one that's on the far end of the hall that was next to the corpse is open.
Okay.
The slab lying down in front, similar to what you've seen outside.
Okay. So this slab is it's the 10 by 10 or 10 foot by whatever slab. It's pretty huge, huh?
This one's about, I'd say it's probably almost like this smaller. It'll be more like a door size. It'd be probably a 5 by 8 or 5 by 7.
Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. I'll start heading over that way, the path of least resistance, and potentially maybe that's where our money went. So we'll go that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow behind, making a head gesture to the colonel and us. Follow.
Okay. This way, Colonel.
Okay. You see, he's kind of just like staring at the body, and then staring at Erg, and you see he kind of has his hand on his pistol as he's just walking by. He's kind of freaked out.
Yeah, but Usk is removing, he's getting up from that body as he's going through, but he's taking his knife and removing the eyeballs and pocketing it as he goes out. He looks at
like filleting a fish.
Rowan. Yeah, they sleep.
Okay.
It is the time of dreaming.
Okay, so you enter actually what seems to be a long hall, which comes open into a fairly medium-sized room. Nothing as grand or as great as the great hall that you were in. As you enter in here, you see that there's a lot of a lot of shelves, I guess is what you would, I'm not quite sure exactly what they're called, but in a crypt, where you would see that there's like a lot of bodies would be loaded into here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you see that there's a couple of those in here. You see that maybe 1 or 2 of them are kind of filled out of the 6 in total that are in this room. And you see that there is a sealed door to the north and an open door that continues to go straight ahead to the west, where you guys were walking. Again, another slab that's been opened.
It's got to be these open doors, right? For them to have come in.
Mm-hmm. That would be my guess. Yes.
Okay, but there's something that kind of draws your attention. You didn't see these before. You didn't when you come in here. Usually, there's some sort of remnants of like some sort of an ecology or an ecosystem. Sometimes within even a tomb, you would see rats or spiders or something like that, but you don't see anything of that type. But here you can see that there's actually small piles of, it looks like mice that have kind of been collected and kind of thrown here. And then you also see that there's like these little broken pieces of, it looks like pottery that are kind of all over the place. And then you also see a balled up piece of that yellow wrapping that belonged, that was on that corpse in the previous hull that you had burned. You see these little baubles are kind of like scattered all about this particular room.
Somebody's collecting mice.
Us scampers over and grab some of them and takes the bones. You know what I mean?
I'll try to kick one off to the side before before us takes them all. Just to see, does it look as though it's been chewed on or gnawed on or anything, or is it just a dead mouse body?
Somebody's raising mice.
Yeah. So taking a look at it, you see that the throat has actually been kind of bitten out of it.
I'm holding the mouse by the tail, and I'll bring it over to the colonel, and I'll throw it over as well. And I'll put it in the colonel's face and say, "What do you make of that, sir?"
It's a fucking dead rat. What do you want me to say? Leave it on the friggin' floor. Yeah.
Oh, well, there you have it. That's why he's the colonel. Yes.
Never owned a mouser, have you, Colonel?
No. What the hell are you talking about? Just put it down and let's keep going. Let's just find this jerk and get the hell out of here.
I'll fling it into the corner with the little squirrel.
Okay.
I'll give Rowan a look and shake my head and say, whatever they're paying us is not enough.
No.
Mark my word.
No, and dead mice will not bring us any treasure. So we must We must go forward.
It's an ill omen.
Okay, yeah. When you say that, I looks at you and points. You see more than most, and I take my blinder and put it on mine and move it back up and wink at you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Ersk. You are a smart man. Smart man.
Hey, lead on.
Okay.
I've seen what he can do. I'm not ever gonna piss him off. That's for sure.
Yeah, right. Okay. So I guess we will continue heading through the West Passage.
Okay. So as you head through to the West Passage, again, you're in a long hall that goes left and then right. When you take your torch, you see it goes about 10 feet to your left. And then 10 feet to your right, it looks like it enters into a room, but you can't see quite what's in there unless you were to step towards it.
Okay. All right. And this is still a passage, not a door.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Does it appear as though, as we're walking through this tomb, that are there any other signs of traffic that came before us? Has the dust on the floor been disturbed? Can we even tell? Is that even a thing?
It is. When you look at the floor, it does have a thick layer of dust over it, and you see that there are tracks that go both left and right. Although I will need you to take an observation check to find out which direction is going where and at what time.
I'm not good at that. Oh, 10.
10?
Yeah, natural 10. Yeah.
Okay, it looks like that there was a group of people. You're not quite sure exactly what the number would be, but it looks like they went right first and then left.
Then maybe we just go left.
Left,
he must be with an entourage. Somebody must protect these fools, these royalty.
Came down here with an army.
All right. I cover up my face with my blindfold and I'm wafting in the scents. and I'm trying to smell death. Do you smell it? Is there any direction they might be in, one way or another? Am I smelling any kind of fresh bodies?
No. Fresh bodies? You're looking for
down any pathway? Like, I'm wanting to get to this boy because I know he's a goner.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a stat check with your wit.
Stat check.
Yep.
Okay, that's 11. The wit.
Nice.
It's an 11. Okay. I'll say that what you begin sniffing the air, and because you have such a love for death for some reason, I'll say that you're in a tomb, so it's very kind of strong and powerful all around you. But no, you are sensing something to the left.
To the left, and then I start pointing off to the left.
Okay. All right. I'll give Usk a look and kind of shrug and say, "Why not?"
I pull up my blunderbuss, tap my head with it, and try to wink again with my good eye.
All right.
We've got your back.
Okay.
Okay, so you see that the hall actually continues to go a little further and then makes a sharp right and goes into a room. What you find is there are two people in here. Well, not two people, sorry. There are two bodies in here, similar to the ones that you've seen in the hall, gorged and ripped in unspeakable ways, and with their bowels left kind of bleeding all over the place on the floor. You see that they are left without their equipment, just as the other ones were. And you see that straight ahead from the entryway is a stairwell that leads down, and then there's also a cave mouth that opens north.
Okay, and as y'all know, Usk is doing a similar thing, rejoicing at this sight. All right.
Okay.
Well, it looks like this must be what he sensed, huh, Usk? This is what you sensed?
Yes. Did you not sense it as well?
Right. Yes, of course I did, but sometimes I get confused.
Okay, and I'm over there pulling out the eyeball and popping it off and pocketing each one. Right? If there's any left.
You're taking eyes off of people? Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
the slumbering ancient is who I'm trying to pay homage to.
Okay.
So they call,
I'll walk over to this stair and kind of raise the torch or lower it to try to kind of look down it. Not expecting to really see anything. Does it just go down into the shadows, or?
Okay, so you see that the stairwell itself, it seems to kind of continue to go down almost 20 feet to the end of your torchlight.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, but you can kind of hear that there's almost like a whistling or like an airflow that's down there that seems to be coming up.
Okay, nice. Okay. All right. Okay, so there's that. And then you said this is like a natural cave mouth that we also
And then
see?
you see when you go to the north, you kind of see like there's not the square doorway that was actually cut like with the other previous passages, but that it looks like it's actually jagged, rough looking cave.
Okay.
So from here on in.
All right. I'll kind of turn and look at the colonel, and I'll say, "Which way, sir? What do you think? What does your experience lead you to believe, sir?"
Okay. Okay, you see he kind of looks nervously about, and he's like, "Well, there's those other doors in the hall we should probably check too. I don't want to get too far from the exit before we start getting..."
I am a veteran crypt dweller. I'm telling you, the riches are below.
No.
Oh, okay.
He's right.
Okay. And being that Merrick is a soldier of fortune with a heart of gold, he cannot resist any hint of coin. So, Colonel, it sounds as though you may be correct. Down we go.
Okay.
And I'll start walking towards the stair. Good decision, sir. As usual, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so with that, I want everybody to make an observation check.
Okay.
Ooh.
Is that based on wit?
Yep.
All right, I rolled an 8 plus 1.
Nope. Fail.
5 for me.
I'm in tune. This is my.
Yeah, you are.
Actually, I should have rolled 3 and taken the 3 worst. But either way, I will fail.
Okay.
I'm sure. Because
Oh,
I forgot I have the lost
what
eye. Yeah.
Actually, you know what? It doesn't require your eye. This would be something with all senses.
Okay.
okay.
I'll just give it to you. So, so no one got a 9 or better.
No.
Nope.
No, I get
Okay. So as you guys
8 with the 1 is 9.
is a 9. So no, you have it. So while these guys were actually talking about going downstairs, and they make their motion towards the commander, or sorry, the Colonel Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
Him standing at the back next to the entryway. You see around the corner from the hall.
Mm-hmm.
One of these yellow wrapped corpses comes running almost silently, comes up behind Colonel Rhodes and rips his throat out.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so with a near perfect, like he tries to scream out, he tries to fight against it, but just in that moment, you just see his Adam's apple gets ripped and severed out of his body, and this thing just lunges the body off to the side.
Just tears it and it splits him in two and throws it. Now, at this time, I don't recognize. It's amazing for us because I didn't smell, rot death. You said they got saying in them it's more of a, ancient corpse.
Yeah.
So as this is happening, I'm literally shocked and surprised. And why didn't I pick this up?
Yeah.
I can't grasp it.
Yeah.
And then you hear, guys, you'll hear me scampering around or scampering up from my little eyeball collection. And the last one pops out. And I say, there! There! I just repeat that, okay?
Okay. So what I'm going to get you to do, Del, Jason and David, unfortunately, because you didn't make the observation check, I'm going to have you not in the surprise round.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but I'm going to have you, Del, roll a D3 and add your wit for initiative.
Ah, okay.
Oh, a D3, sorry. I roll 3D, 6. Okay, there's a 1 plus wit is 2.
Okay, so you beat it.
Okay.
Okay, so what you see this mummified corpse standing almost, I'd say it's about 6 feet tall. It looks massive. It has these elongated limbs, these yellow wrapped decaying pieces of cloth kind of draped all above itself, and you can see right in the face it just has this grinning skull and these hollowed eyes.
Well, it's got no blood to feed the. So to me, I want to light the sucker up. So at that time, I'll be shooting fireball.
Oh, we lost.
Okay.
Dave. Hopefully not.
Roll at against the odds.
There it
Yes,
is.
gotcha. With 4D,
Yeah, so you're rolling 4d6s and you're going to take your 3 lowest.
gotcha. 3 lowest, and I needed to add those
Yeah.
points.
Yeah, so what you will do is you're going to add your will, and the will goes only towards the to hit. It doesn't modify the damage.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah. I add the wheel, but I'm talking about. I want to use the what is that called?
Grip.
Grit. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So I used 3 full of those. Okay.
Okay.
And you're burning that up.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah, but I don't do anything halfway, man. You know that. Okay, I rolled 11 with an extra 1 for wit, so that would be 12. And if I use the grit or grip, is that 34?
Mm-hmm.
That's 12 plus 3 is 15.
Okay, that's definitely a hit. So so you're only adding the 2 so you've already taken your 3 lowest, right?
Yes.
Out of that roll? Okay. And then so you're only going to take 2 of those dice as you're to hit.
Oh, just 2 of them to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2 of the 4.
Okay.
And you just need to make a 9 or better.
Well, that's what I would have got because it was 11 on the 2 dice, the 3 dice I rolled, and one of them was 2. So, as far as rolling.
Okay, so yeah, so what you would do, Del, with those 3 dice, pick the 2 dice you're going to use as your to hit dice. So to get you that total of 9. So
Yeah,
just
that's,
so because what you're doing is you're rolling. I'm sorry if I'm not making it really clear, but it's you roll your 3 dice, you pick your 2 dice to try and get 9 or better to hit, and your leftover die is the damage that you're dealing.
Oh, okay.
okay. Well, this. Okay, with this I rolled 4D, right? And I dropped.
Yep.
I did the 3 lowest, right?
Yep.
Came up with 11.
Okay,
Right.
so what are each individual die?
What do you
So
got?
you got like a 1, a 3.
I had a 6, a 2, and a 1. No, a 6, a 2, and a 3, right?
Yep.
6 and a 2 and a 3. Okay,
11,
plus
yeah.
a 1 is 12, right? So with your plus 2, you only need to get up to a 9. So you could take your 6, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then you
die.
said that you had your 1, right? I believe
Yeah.
you said was a roll. And then you add your plus 2. So that'll give you your 9.
Yep.
And then so what you do is you're going to take those 2 dice and set them off to the side. And then you have that set of dice that has the 2 pips on it, right?
Mm-hmm. The leftover one, you mean?
Yeah, that leftover one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so that's going to be your damage. So you're doing 2 damage.
Okay.
Does
Gotcha.
that kind of
I
make
gotcha.
sense?
Oh,
Yeah, I got you.
yeah. Okay.
Not the total roll. It's just
Yeah, it's
that
not the
one
total
die.
roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
what you're doing is when you're rolling those 3 dice, you just take 2 of those dice you rolled to
For
try
your
and
hit.
get a 9 to hit,
And then one. For
and then
your
the
damage.
die and then the one that's left
Oh.
over is your damage.
Yeah. Okay.
So 2 of them have to at least be a 9.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
over,
Mhm.
the excess applies to.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now with your ability, that lightning and fire strange, it multiplies that damage by the number of grip you use. So you're going to multiply
Yeah, so
that
there you
by
go.
3. So it's going to be
Yeah.
6 damage.
So you're
total.
still. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good,
Yeah.
good, good,
Nice.
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So
That
I'm
works.
just going to do a quick look to see what kind of hit points this thing has. I can't remember.
4, I think.
Yeah.
I think it had 5.3. Just barely killed it.
Okay.
Yeah, kill's a kill.
Kills kill.
Yeah. So basically, as a last, so you look at it, you put your hands forward. Basically, that big arc of lightning is released from your hands, arcing its way towards this mummy. It goes and strikes it. The thing kind of gives like this dry scream,
Right.
like it's barely this, like you barely hear anything, but you can see and you see it starts to kind of shake and convulse because of what's been hit, and then the power that you're releasing stops, and then the lightning that strikes it fades, and then the thing stops jittering. Still standing, it steadies itself, and then it makes its way into the room.
Okay. Okay.
Jeez. Okay, well, I never heard that go off.
Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to put us over to this battle board I made.
Oh. Nice.
Sweeties.
Okay, so you guys see this thing kind of run in. You have no idea what's going on. A chaotic blast of lightning just comes from Urg. And then you see that one of these mummy things just comes running straight at him. So for this combat, I'm going to put...
Bless you.
Oh,
Bless you.
bless
Pardon me.
you.
Sorry. Excuse me. Sneeze.
Yeah, so Del, I'm going to put one of these guys. That's a little bit too big. What's he doing? Okay, so this thing runs right to you, Del. Del,
Yeah.
if you take a look just to the left, you see some of these pogs that I made up. What one did you kind of want to represent you?
For us. Okay. Let's see.
He's got the gleam in his eye.
Oh, man.
Like, this isn't exactly what your character looks like, but it's just an approximation.
Yeah.
So I don't have any characters foaming at the mouth, so...
Okay, I can't pull it off of there. So what about the third one up on the left?
On the
Fourth-
left?
fourth
This
one.
one here?
No, fourth one. Sorry.
That one?
Yeah.
Okay, well, here, give me a second. I'll make it so that you can kind of move it. So with this particular game, guys, what they do is... All right, Del, you should be able to move them. So what we're working with in this is, again, it's abstract combat. So I'm not giving you an accurate map or anything like that. You just have these particular type of zones.
Love it.
So the gray area is you're outside of combat. Long is your kind of long range. Short is short range, and melee is you getting punched in the face by this thing. And just to go real quickly, is there anything, a particular character you wanted, David?
Let's see. Jason, you didn't have your eye on anyone yet, did you?
No, it's fine. Whatever you want.
Actually, he looks like more of the veteran. I'll take the last guy on the bottom left.
Did you mean it on purpose, David?
Did I who?
If he had his eye on anything.
Oh.
All right, got my
know what?
eye on him.
No, there's one of them.
I would like to take credit for that, but no, I was not that sharp.
Okay. And Jason?
I'll take the guy with the looks like a ponytail there, or the bottom with a goatee and the ponytail or something.
Yeah, your eye patch.
And an eye
All right.
patch. He doesn't wear an eye patch. It literally is a gaping hole where my eye should be, which is why I'm always trying to wink it.
Nice. Yeah.
Well, hey, why don't you put a musket ball in there?
Yeah.
That's what
Oh,
that's what I did with one of my characters in the. Anyway.
Okay. Actually, wait, hold on.
What was that? He did
Now
do
that-
something.
Yeah, that was. That was pushing that acorn in here.
Yeah.
Polish it
Okay,
up.
so just give me 1 second, guys. I'm just looking for something to throw on David's character here.
Uh-oh.
Da, 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 da. Oh, I thought they had it here. It's not here anymore.
Little icon or something.
Yeah, it's just a little icon. It was like a little flame or like a torch,
Oh, I don't know.
but they don't have that anymore.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it's not there. I was gonna say because you're like the only light source that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. The colonel's gone. That's right. We lost.
Yeah.
We lost our commanding officer.
Yeah.
A moment of silence.
Well, yeah. Nice.
More wine for
More wine for you.
Right.
Okay.
For us.
So
For Colonel Rhodes.
for Colonel Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll give you that little yellow glowing sphere. There,
Okay.
that's our torchlight. All right. So this thing's going to come up to you, Del, and it's actually going to go for a quick swipe. I'm just going to see if it has any other kind of other effects established with it here. Nope. Okay. So this thing gets a +2. Okay, so when I'm rolling against your armor, how it works is everybody starts at a base of 8, not 9. Mm-hmm. If you're wearing basic armor, it goes up by 1, so that becomes the default 9. Mm-hmm. If you're wearing plate mail, which can only be carried by characters that have a strength of 2 or higher, it goes up by 2, so a total of 10. And if you have a shield, it goes up by 1 more, so 11. Oh. So right now, Del, I think you're only wearing the basic armor, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that means I only need a 9 or better to hit you. So I have 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7. So I'm only going to be able to hit you with 7 in any combination, the highest combination I can get with any of these dice. So this is a miss.
Oh, good.
So this thing actually runs into you, goes for like a big swipe over top of your head, but luckily you were ducked down, popping eyeballs low enough that this thing just swung and missed you. Mm-hmm. Okay. So everybody else gets to roll a d3 for initiative. And with whatever weapon that you're using, remember to adjust your initiative with that as well.
Oh, yeah.
So my monster goes on a 1. I believe Del said he goes on a 2.
This 1. Okay. I go on a 2.
Okay.
Let's see here. Well, I'll just roll a d6, and we'll cut it in.
So that's a 3.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. And I believe your wit, is your wit 0 or
yes, sir.
1?
0. Yep.
0? Yep. You're also going on a 2. So everybody goes before this thing.
Okay. Y'all want to allow me to do it first, or is there a sequence?
There's it's up to you guys. You guys can pick.
Oh, you go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, he took a swipe at me, and as I ducked around, I want to ride this pony. All right, so what I'm doing is if I can, I don't know exactly how the magic is, but I'm casting another like fire on it. But what I'm trying to do is reach up and grab his head and his eyeballs like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hands on, and then cast another one. And I believe I had 6. I got 1 left, so I'll be using 1 more of the grit.
Oh, okay. Okay. So is this going to take you down to 0 though?
Oh, is that what I could put?
Yeah, because when you're at 0, that means that you're dead. Essentially, that character is going to be.
Crazy, man. I'm crazy. I mean, I still got a coin toss. You know what I'm saying?
But you only get a coin toss due to the loss of vigor, not sanity.
Not sanity.
If you go crazy, you're just going to run or die of a stroke.
Yeah,
That's essentially what's.
Don't I? I mean, since I'm an occultist, don't I get a bonus to vigor, like some kind of, like if
Did you use your free point of whatever?
First time each adventuring day, okay, would spin or lose the grip, they ignore it and lose a point.
Yeah, so when you wanted to empower your first blast with 3, you only spent 2.
Yeah.
I only get the upper hand whenever I'm making grip checks, okay?
Yeah.
So unless one of you 2 dudes want to do some CPR or something.
All I got is a point of this spear for you, buddy. That's all I got.
Yeah.
That's all. I got my dagger, okay? I'll still do the same thing. I'll be back. All right? Still want to do the buck and bronco. All right. That is rolling 3 die, correct?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'll be spewing profanities about how I mean, basically this thing needed to die, needed to feed, the slumber.
Oh yeah.
How dare it be alive? It was supposed to.
I know. It's an abomination to.
It is. Yeah.
Tell me about it.
I'm just a veteran, but I agree. The son of a bitch should be dead.
You've seen more than most, what I. All right,
I agree. Kill it. Kill it.
All right, I would have rolled a 1, 2, and a 4. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
6, so no.
No,
How many
I
of
think
your own
that's.
fingers did you just cut off?
No.
I need to add a -1 with a dagger, right? Or do
No, that's so the die that you choose for your damage.
yeah.
You subtract 1 from it.
Okay, gotcha. So I mean, I don't add wit or anything when I'm rolling for that.
Yeah, the only time. So what you would do is out of the 2 dice you're going to pick to hit there, Del, you would add your wit to try and see if you hit. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
Yep.
But even if I had like the 2 die, I had 1 and 2. If I was gonna, so I get to choose. I get basically what you're saying here is I get to, if I roll high enough, I can choose which die
Yes.
to apply toward hit point.
Yeah. So if you had enough like to hit it at like 9 and you actually had a 6, like a 6 rolled up, you could try and find a way to be like, okay, well, if I add this and this stuff, you could try and do 6 damage.
I grasp it now, yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, I'm missing him. I'm just trying. Obviously, maybe I'm slashing at him and not getting a full thing. I don't know. It's up to you whether or not I have enough tenacity to get up on him and clamber onto him and hold on while he's running.
Yeah. So this thing runs up to you, tries to claw you, and then you draw your dagger. You go for a quick swipe, and it's just no, you don't hit it at all. Yeah. You're just kind of in a panic right now. You're just you because you know that spell that you cast that usually blows up whatever you're firing this thing with.
Yeah. He went over me. I tried to slash. I tried to reach around and grab him, and he's out of my distance. All right.
But also, here's another thing, too, as well. Remember, I asked you to roll at a disadvantage. You also know about that, too. There's something with this that means that magic isn't as nearly as effective.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Merrick, now kill it.
Okay,
Make it
so
dead.
I will have to drop the torch because I will
Okay, so before you do that,
yes.
I just want to let you know. So I'm going to put in, this is kind of a house rule because it makes sense to me. When you drop a torch,
goes
roll
out.
a d6. On a 1, it goes out.
You know what? Let's go for it and see what happens. So I will do that. Because I need my shield. So 1d6, 3.
Okay, so it continues to lighten the room.
Okay. Now, how far can I move to stay within short range of this to be able to attack this creature?
So
Can
with
I
it,
just move here, or I don't know.
Yeah. So this is just an abstraction. The only reason why these things are 2 tiles spaces away is because that's what that dungeon tile looks like. You're actually just in a short zone.
Okay.
So you can go from short to melee, or you can go from short to long.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So that's what I will do. I will go stay in my short melee range, and then I will jab at the creature.
Okay.
With my spear. And what was I seeing with that spear? Nothing. Okay, it just does. I just rolled 3d6, and it is a brawn weapon, so I have +1. So let's see how this works out. So 3d6 roll. So I need a 9.
Nice.
Yes.
So I can do that with the 6 plus the 2 is 8, plus my 1 brawn will be 9.
Nice.
Okay.
And then I do 4 damage. Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Sweet.
There you go. Okay.
Okay. So with that, you actually just drive it. It's a spear, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you drive the spearhead right through its chest.
Mm-hmm.
And you see with that, it kind of looks down, and then it starts, and then you can kind of feel the weight of it begins to lean down on the spearhead, and it just kind of flumps down.
Okay.
In front of Urk.
Okay.
Yep.
Does it appear to be no? We burn up the other.
I'm
creatures,
standing
though.
with
Okay.
a torch now. I picked it up.
I run up behind him and I'm still getting him in the back.
Yeah. Yeah. You're just still stabbing it just to make sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stand back, fool! I'm gonna burn this thing.
Yeah.
Did on Conan.
Stand back. Step back. Get away from it.
And I'll stick this torch to it until it lights. If indeed it's dead. I mean, if it's not. I mean,
Yeah.
right.
We'll find out.
If we're in combat, of course I'll roll. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you actually run up to it, and actually at this point, no, the combat is pretty much done.
Right. Okay.
So
I'll yank the spear out of its chest and then let Rowan light it up like it's a piece of wood.
yeah, so exactly like the last one, Rowan, you go up to it, you put the torch right to it, and it just burns up within a matter of seconds.
Very good. I'll light a second torch out of my pack. So now we have 2 torches.
2 torches
I
going.
think this is how we fight these things in future.
With fire.
And I'll hand you your torch back.
My ember. Okay. Wow, and it came from the opposite direction, so that's interesting. Maybe that's why they doubled back and came this way. Maybe they encountered some more of those creatures.
Yeah. We are in a body recovery mission now.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
And I think the only way we can identify it is by a signet ring.
Yes, I would agree as well. What were we? The signet ring and the sword, right? Okay.
Yeah, signet ring, the sword, and the body of the the body of the heir.
But we don't know what he looks like, right? I mean, so we don't know by the ring and the
yeah.
Okay. I turn towards the colonel and prod his corpse with the spear to make sure that he isn't moving or anything. Is he indeed dead?
Careful! I'm in his head and I'm working on his eyeball as you talk. You're shifting him around.
Okay, so when you do that,
yeah,
he moves.
Okay, all right.
He tries to sit up, but you see he's just spewing blood out all over the place. And he's trying to breathe. He's like he can't talk.
You're done giving orders, Colonel. Quickly, put him out of his misery.
Hey, still, I moved the knife from his eye where, he's obviously giving me grief, and I go ahead and slice his throat.
Jeez.
Okay.
May you slumber.
Slumber, yes. And I start working on the eye to pop it out and cut it.
Wow.
Put it in my little pouch.
I've seen horrors on the battlefield, but nothing like this before.
Merrick, do they need...
We're going to play Marvel later, but...
Do we need to take back confirmation of his identity to the commander?
The colonel? No.
I got it right here. And I hold his eye.
Good.
Actually, Rowan, you got the impression that even if you come back with them, no one's going to care. No one's going to care.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Right. He's in hell now. So
slumbering ancient. I turn him over so his blood drains out into the ground.
Okay.
I stand up, wipe my plate off on me.
I turn to Rowan and I say, if I go, immediately light me on fire.
Drink,
Yikes!
Wow,
That's great.
Because I've seen enough.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like the pacts that the homesteaders used to make with Native Americans, right? Remember that?
Right. Wow.
Oh, gosh. Yowzer.
All right. Okay. If Usk is done, then I guess we shall.
What is that old thing, right? It's you're not locked in here with. I'm not locked in here with
you.
Yeah,
you're locked in with me.
Our worst fear is Usk right now.
Yeah.
They don't know what trouble they're in trouble, and they don't know it.
Yeah.
It's like it's the bell.
Yeah. What time did you need to head off, David?
I got a half hour. Is that
okay?
Is that doable?
Yeah, we can do a half hour, but we may not get this finished.
That's okay. Yeah, we can play and we can always come back next time.
Okay. Okay.
We got to kill Todd off in here.
Exactly. You gotta find Todd naked and alone in this dungeon, right?
Yeah. He's killed us off. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I know. I noticed when it comes his turn to die, he can't. Oh, I gotta move. Oh, I gotta pick daisies. Oh, I gotta prune trees.
Yeah.
Coincidence? I don't know.
I gotta scrub the bathroom floor.
Yeah. Yeah, I just got a lot of work that I decided not to do throughout the week to get done this one day.
He is retired.
We're joking, Todd. Yeah. Joking, Todd.
I'm not.
Okay, yeah. I'll after seeing Usk do his dirty work once again.
Yes, he needs.
I'll wait for him to finish up and then tentatively start to kind of gingerly, and slowly walk down the stairs with the torch. I'm assuming it's starting to burn a little low. So, I'll try to hang on to it as long as possible. So I'll just kind of, hold it in front of me and.
Well, here, take my new torch, and I'll take his old torch in case it dies on him.
Okay, I was gonna say
I'll swap him my torch. Yeah,
you want to swap?
I was gonna say by the time that you guys get down, probably by down those stairs, that torch is probably about done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I've got 3 on me. I'll take one out.
Yeah, I've got
2 left.
Yeah, I've got 2 left.
As I go.
Yeah, I've got 2 left. So yeah, we'll do that. Just kind of keeping an eye for it. There's no drop or anything on the side of these stairs. We're just going kind of down a path
so basically it's an enclosed stairwell.
Okay.
So as you're kind of coming down, it looks like again it's kind of been hewed from the rock, and it goes straight down and comes up into a roughly hewed cave system.
Oh wow! Okay.
So when you come down here, you're beginning to hear again the familiar crunch of graveled stones basically at your feet.
And then didn't you also mention Justin, that we may feel a little bit of air circulation. Didn't you mention that before?
You do. There's actually air coming through this tunnel. It feels almost fresh. It's not nearly as kind of stagnant and sitting as it was back upstairs.
Okay, that may be a good thing. Lady Luck may be with us, gentlemen.
Yes. Yeah, exit out of here.
I have my shield slung over my shoulder once again, Justin, just so you know, so I can hold the torch and the spear. And as we get to the bottom of the stairs, maybe I'll kind of step out and kind of wave the torch to try to maybe get our bearings and see what's, are we in a huge central cave or is it a tunnel or what can we tell just with the torch?
Okay, so the roughly hewed, so you can take a look and you look to the left and to the right, like ahead of you, about 10 feet, you see nothing but a cave wall. Mm-hmm. But it feels like that this is actually like a tunnel system that you're in right now. So you can look to the left and look to the right, and it seems to extend a little bit further outside of your torchlight. But you can see 10 feet to your left and to your right, those slab doors of stone are actually up.
Up against an open position?
Yeah, they're up and unopened.
Oh, okay. Okay.
However, you also see that there's actually a hole in between these two doors. Like the doors themselves are almost 15 feet apart. But it looks like that there's a hole that's been dug in between the two holes, almost exactly in the middle. It's actually, you know what? It's actually directly across from you.
How big around diameter wise? When you say hole,
looking at it, I would say it's probably almost 4 or 5 feet.
So crawling.
So here, I'll show you the images. So
I do not believe the son of the House of Edmund would have crawled into that hole.
Yeah. So here's the cave system that you come down into.
Nice.
But I bet that's where we're feeling the air.
So looking from the left and to the right. Basically, only your torchlight is actually giving you enough light to see in here. This is just this ambient lighting is not there. And then straight ahead of you, you see this.
Oh, nice. Minus the eyes, I hope.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
It's a mirror reflecting.
You feel like they're there, but no, the eyes are not there. Okay. That's just to invoke the emotion of like, what the fuck's in there, right? So.
Well,
I cannot believe the son of the House of Edmund crawled into that hole.
When you're desperate and perhaps fleeing for your life, you may do anything, in order to survive.
As you're talking, I'm scrounging past you on all fours, and I'm looking for some kind of tracks or blood or anything down this hallway. Roll.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead and make an observation.
We may have
roll it on here. 2d6. Right? How I roll on roll 20 again?
Oh, so go with a forward dash roll, like spell just ROLL space 1d, or you were going to do 2d6, right?
Forward space roll or dash?
Yeah. Okay. Forwards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a forward, then roll, then. No space in between.
No spaces, yeah.
Okay, what's it?
Or he has to do it that way. Yeah. There's he can do they've got a little thing on the side he can do too.
Where you just click the mouse
button. That might be easier, yeah. On the left there's that D20.
Would you like me to roll 4 for you, Dale?
Stop it. I don't see the icon.
So on the upper left, there's a little D20 dice icon on that little tool bar.
Do you see that?
And you hover over it, you go to 6, and then hover over the 4 and hit the mouse button. It'll drop 4 dice for you.
Yeah, just click it.
Nah, I'm going old school with this one. I can't figure it out.
All right.
I knew that wasn't going to last.
We knew that was going to happen.
That was a crash and burn.
Yeah. Okay.
Screw that.
So not that you can tell. Looking into the stones, you can't really determine if people have walked through here or not. They seem to rest fairly flat. So
while you're down there, do you feel fresh air coming through that cave, that tunnel?
You gonna put your face in the tunnel?
Yeah. I turn around and walk into it and put my face in the tunnel.
Lean into it.
You as you kind of make your way over to the tunnel, I don't think you're not holding a light source, are you?
No, I'm still cranking.
Okay. When you put your face up into it, it smells mildewy, wet, and basically like the air in there is kind of closed off, so there's no airflow coming through that.
I take my hand and run it along the side of it to verify.
Okay, so as you run your hand kind of along the top and along to the wall, you see it's actually got this ichor or slime that's kind of been covering it, and you can kind of see your hand comes off like with this black kind of like goop.
I shove it in his face. You see that eye?
What is that, blood? Oh,
I feel it and kind of taste it.
Oh.
Is
Yeah.
it?
No, it just tastes like dirt.
Yeah.
Like
It's
it's gross. It's not pleasant.
It's ichor. Going your way. Go down the canal. Retrieve the babe.
Where would this fool have gone?
So, Justin, you're saying to the left and the right of us, both of the slabs are in the closed position, correct?
Yeah. So
and then there's this here in front of us. Okay.
yeah. So essentially, how it would work. So you're in a tunnel coming out from the side, and so directly across from you is the hole, and then you have a door here and a door here, and the tunnel does continue to travel to the left.
Oh,
and
we
right.
can keep going.
You can keep going down the tunnel.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So the doors are not the only option. It's just
Okay,
that
I
there's
understand.
2 doors.
Okay, so we just have to decide left or right, basically, gentlemen.
Well, I suggest we go through open passages. These
Do we
doors
follow
being
the fresh
shut,
air,
I doubt he
potentially?
shut them behind him.
So if I hold the torch up, Justin, can I kind of determine where the fresh air may be moving from?
It seems to be coming from the right.
Okay, so let's go to the right, please. Let's try that.
We'll follow wherever you go, Merrick. We're right on.
So hopefully the
Actually,
Did
you know what? No, it's coming from either side.
oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll go. He's right-handed, so we'll go right.
Well, you can't see it if it's right eye. Okay, that's fine. Let's go in to the left. Angling in.
I always end up going in circles.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you ended up going right.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So as you're making your way down the tunnel only extends about 20 feet, not very far at all. Although you do come into contact with another one of those dug out tunneled holes.
That's weird.
Yeah,
Okay.
But you also see that there's a small pile of blood sitting kind of in the middle
Okay.
of the tunnel of where the stones and everything are kind of set, but there are drag marks that are leading into the tunnel.
Okay.
More victims. And I'm running my fingers through it.
yes, and I would guess that he who we are looking for has probably been dragged into one of these if he was a victim. We may have to go investigate if we want the ring and the sword.
Victim.
Well,
slumbers.
let's before our torches are all expired, let's look the opposite way behind us and see if this is our only option.
Oh,
I
actually,
don't look forward to crawling through a
yeah. So no,
slimy
the
tunnel.
yeah, I need to get my descriptions a little bit better. So this hole that's been dug is not at the end of the tunnel.
It's off to the side again.
It's off to the side again. It's just about 10 feet further. You guys saw this other hole, but the tunnel does keep going forward.
So we'll keep going then. It's not a dead end, so to speak.
Oh, okay.
No.
So these are tunnels off of the main tunnel. I
Off
got
of the
you.
main.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
cool air is coming from these tunnels and coming in. And we can smell a little wetness, humidity.
Maybe it's a creature of some sort, or I don't know. Okay, so we'll keep going that same way then, Justin.
Okay, so
Hoping we come into a cavern. I hope, an open area. I don't know.
Okay, so coming into that direction, you eventually make your way into kind of like a cave room that kind of opens up a little bit. Further ahead, it does still seem to continue, but you have this small, like almost like this 30 by 40 room. Again, roughly hued, kind of slime kind of dripping. You can see water's kind of pooling in spots here. But you just see off in the corner, it looks like something's moving amongst the stones.
Okay. All right.
I will level my blunderbuss in that direction. What is it? Does my eye deceive? Is there something moving there?
Can I toss the torch in the direction of the movement?
Yes, you can.
Since Rowan has his weapon at bear, I'll try to do that. Do I need to just roll a d6 or how do I do it?
Yeah, so what we'll do is we're going to just do the regular, because the thing is, you're just going to throw the torch over there.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hit it.
I'm not going to have you roll for that. That's just trying to get some light over there. But just roll the standard d6 to see if it might go.
And there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So is this a good place to end it, or
my other eye? What is happening?
Yeah. Did you want? Yeah, actually, it's a perfect spot to end it. I could say that. So what you do is you go
lights go
to
out.
toss. You go to toss the torch in, and you see it kind of starts to it kind of gets flung in the air, goes top to bottom. As it gets closer and closer to the corner, you're starting to see it starting to come into focus, and then that's when it hits the gravel. Boom.
Okay.
Shoot it! You just hear it's in the utter darkness, and you hear this.
Yeah, it killed the light. Kill it.
Oh shit!
Yeah, so that way there's no way we're gonna forget.
Yeah,
where this cutoff is.
That's right.
Yeah. So where did we leave off? Something was about to kill us.
Right.
So
right.
Pretty much.
All right, so that's what we have so far. So I guess we'll leave it at that.
Nice.
I'm not sure how much more. Like there is a little bit more. Like I may have slowed it down a little bit.
It just depends on how fast we investigate, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
That's awesome, Justin. Thank you, my friend.
Oh, yeah, thanks for
no problem.
I kind of like this system so far.
I do too. Yeah. I like it. I like how it's kind of like resource management or dice management in a way.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a cool way.
Yeah, I like that. That's interesting, and it's not overly complicated.
No. It's awesome.
I don't know that magic system. I don't know, man. I leave that to Dell. I think I don't know if I want. That sounds kind of dangerous.
So what's your grip at right now, Del? Are you?
One.
You're a 1.
Yeah, he's hanging on. Yeah.
So what you would need to do then, Del, seeing how like we were kind of out of combat, if you wanted to gain more grip, you just have to gain an insanity.
Right, so you would have to suffer an injury, right? You could actually elect to take an injury.
Yeah,
is that right?
you can elect to take an injury while in combat if you want to get more grip, or you can elect to take an affliction, which will come out as an insanity. They said that they were going to have 2, which was that corruption one, but I can't find this corruption chart that's supposed to come with the deluxe product.
Well, character. In case you were a bit confused, but when he's cutting himself or when he's letting loose the blood, it's to feed the ground, and therefore it's not necessarily a goddess, but it's like the god of the dead. He's slumbering god. So what he's doing, he's going to be doing that purposely anyway, and that would refeed his grip for him to go out. So he's got to balance those two.
Okay.
So he would be cutting himself to constantly do that.
What do they call that? Self.
Yes, right.
That's what.
Yeah.
When you said he was whipping the guys into, I said you don't have to bother with me.
No.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Well,
it was great to get back to gaming. We've all been too crazy the last week.
Yeah, it's good seeing you guys. Yeah. Thanks, Justin. I apprate it. That's really
no
good.
problem.
I'm ready to get Todd in the mix and keep it going.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just make it that you threw the torch at Todd. It's just Todd. But
Todd
yeah. All right. Anyways, I'll see you guys later.
Okay. All right. Thanks again, guys.
Have fun.
Okay.
Bye.
Talk to you guys later.
Bye-bye.
See you later.